Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. This is iAllegedly. And I've got a good one for you today that's really bad. And that is 18 stats that prove to all of us that the economy is really in deep despair. So, wow. Um, Please, as always, like this video. Don't forget to sign up for our email list because we have one going out this week and you don't want to miss that. A bunch of cool stuff. And also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, but let's get right into it. First things first, the U.S. economy lost 32,000 jobs last month. It's the worst jobs number that we've had since 2023. It went negative, guys. It went negative. Now, is this that we're finally getting the real job numbers, or is it that, uh, you know, we're just losing everything? We talked about the AI job problem this week. And I am telling you, I have a friend who is absolutely, utterly brilliant, and he is fed up with his IT people, and he's creating site after site after site. He developed something that was so cool without an engineer, without an IT person, without paying the developers. He did it all on his own. And he's got other stuff. He goes, whatever I can dream up, I can create right now. This is going to put these guys out of business. It really is. So 32,000 jobs, that's the beginning. Long-term unemployment, they say that unemployment is going up right now. We're above 4.3%. Again, guys, who believes these numbers? You know, Shadow stats talking about, you know, numbers being above 10%. I believe that, guys. I don't believe that people, that we're at full employment is what 4.3% is. So, again, you have the idiot sons that don't want to work. You've got the lazy people of the world, the people with their hands out. And again, there are sick people that get unemployment and get benefits, but then there's a lot of lazy people that are looking to get a stimulus check and, do nothing. 150,000 federal workers are expected to leave their jobs and take the payout right now. And that number is staggering because the payout's not good. I have a friend who lost his job this year, and I've mentioned that a few times. Super talented guy. But, like all smart people, when he got laid off, he's like, well, I'm getting paid for 6 months. Wouldn't it be great to double dip at this point? Well, what are you going to do? I'm going to take this month off. And I want to say he got fired in June. Okay, let go, handshake away, whatever. He got fired. Okay, they all get fired. Oh, you don't want to say that. So, anyways, he gets fired and he gets 6 months severance. And what did he do? He went out and got a job. And I know he's traveling right now and flying back as I shoot this video because we're going to have lunch soon. So, the point is that there's people that don't want to work, but 150,000 federal employees are going to take these buyouts that are, they're just a few $1,000s. It's not like it's 6 months of severance. One thing that we've talked about here, and living in Southern California, the movie and television industry is absolutely destroyed. And they were talking about how you're going to see problems when it comes to film production. The unions are completely upside down. I have a friend that is a nice guy who used to do television news, and he was a cameraman, and he worked for the union and can't get a job to save his life. Doesn't even look right now. So he's part of your 4.3%. But film production is so upside down and so backwards that it is cheaper to go to other countries to shoot films and to shoot movies. Mel Gibson had to redo one scene, and it was cheaper to fly everybody to Bulgaria for 3 days than to shoot in Los Angeles for one day. Think about that. Cheaper, a lot cheaper. So much so that they did it. Rob Lowe's show, the 99 or the floor, whatever that show is, they shoot that in Ireland. Fly all the contestants to Ireland for a week, and it's cheaper to do that than shoot in Los Angeles for a day. That's insanity, guys. The one thing that I really pride myself on is a lot of stuff I've learned in business. One thing I learned was film finance when I worked for a production company, and I worked for a TV and movie investor. This guy was great. He was a last money guy, and he would put money in at the end of a movie and get paid first. And but it's completely changed. The dynamic for film has changed. I woke up this morning and I thought, you know what? I got 4 hours this afternoon where this is not happening. My friend's flying in later. You know what I mean? I got nothing to do. Maybe I want to go to the movies. I want to go see the new Spinal Tap movie because I love the first movie. Out of the theaters already, guys. Done. You cannot have film production without the revenue of the movie industry. It doesn't work. Does that make sense? It does not work. So without that, you're not going to be able to go out and bring the revenue in. Now, you get different money from different cable and things like that. That's out there, but this is not, a model that can be sustained. You can't do film production. I'll give you an idea. Foreign movies, let's say you're that Jason Statham guy, and you're going to go out and you're going to shoot a movie. Well, you can go to places like Finland, just going to pull that country out of thin air, and you can sell the TV rights and film rights to places like that. By doing that, okay, when you do that, you go out and they get the rights to it, they can sell it, they can do that. But the cool thing is you get a chunk of money up front. I saw movies that the investors put up no money. They sold the film rights and didn't have to do anything up front. So that's done, guys. That model is finished, So 900 GM employees are going to be permanently let go. 900. We've heard about Ford, we've heard about GM. Will we see an American car company go bankrupt? This is a sign, guys, that things are bad. Why don't you go out, why don't you contribute to the economy, guys, and go buy an $80,000 new car? Go do it. Work on that payment. Work on that struggle. No, because you know what? You don't need it. And you don't need things. You know what? Remember when everything was built and it would last, built to last. It would last you 20 and 30 years. That's why classic cars are so great. They're here. They're made differently. Now, you know what we have right now? We have a world where cars last a few years. Things break down. Your appliances don't last. It's funny. I had a guy send me a TikTok video where they sell old appliances. There's GE and Whirlpool appliances that were made with these steel tubs and made with these motors that would last 20 and 30 years. And the parts to replace them that they can find are a couple $100, and you can have these things last forever. But no, you need the new computer. You need all this stuff that's just basically spying on you and selling you ads in your own home. People want that, but they want to spend $3,000 on a refrigerator. It's crazy. So nothing lasts like it did. Cars don't last. So Exxon, we got to get Bob Kudla back on too, because Bob's biggest investment for his family is Exxon. Exxon is laying off 2,000 people right now. That is huge, guys. That's a huge, huge number of permanent executives. These aren't the guys working the fields, digging holes, driving trucks. These are 2,000 executives are going to lose their job at Exxon right now, and that's the end of that. So what, people aren't buying gas, people aren't buying oil? No, everybody wants to be competitive and make more money right now. Everybody sees the writing on the wall that we're going to go to an economic downturn, and whether you accept that or you come to the realization that things are going to be tighter right now, the tech industry has already laid off, think about this, almost 170,000 jobs in 2025. Okay, well that's insane, guys. That's insane. You talk to my friend Mike, who's making all these cool sites. Man, I'm telling you, with what he wrote me this morning, I cannot wait. Like every day that he comes up with this stuff, it's so good. I can't wait till we can start sharing this stuff too with you guys, because you can ask things of your AI programs that will do just an amazing thing. And businesses are going to be left in the lurch, guys. You're going to see people go out of business, and you're going to have people that can't create. As a creative, guys like me, I'm going to have a job. That's all I'm going to tell you. So It's a bunch of really pretty peacocks up here. If they get close, I'll take a look at them. You know, of those 170,000 people that lost their job, there's a 37-year-old tech worker who got laid off from Microsoft and cannot find a job 1 year later. Now, here's the thing. There's two types of people. You know that. People that look for a job and the people that send out a resume. No, this guy's working, had hundreds of interviews, hundreds of access, and cannot get hired because the industry is changing right now. Let's see. Let's see if we can see the peacocks. I don't want to bug them too much, but you can see them through here. Just really pretty back there. But the point is, guys, is that a year to look for a job. Now, my friend, you know, his whole time, second, well, I'm taking the rest of the month off. I'm going to take it easy. I don't have to get up. I'm going to sleep in. And, you know, I slept in until 7:15 today. He dealt with an East Coast company. That was a big deal for him. So congratulations, gets his job, immediately was in demand, which is nice. But the tech guy, I feel for these people because they just think that they're going to do something that's just going to happen. Nothing. You can't get a job in film production. It's horrible. You know, think about this. 30% of the film production, 30% has lost their job. 30%. That is horrible. Okay? Only 48% of the jobs, this is my last video, only 48% of the people under 30 have a full-time gig right now. That is crazy right now. That is absolutely crazy. And, you know, home and family, I like this one. Home and family benchmarks are at a 30-year low, okay? And the idea with this is that it's off 13%. That's going minus. You have more and more people that are 30 years old that are like, don't own a home, haven't moved out of the house, not getting married, can't get a chick to save my life because I just have I don't have an ounce of charisma. I can't figure out why I can't get a date because I play video games all day long. You know? It's your problem. I am telling you, I had a friend of mine, my son. I had my son call me and he says, man, can you believe this, Dad? I had a good friend that I tried to sit down and say, hey, you need to move out of your parents' house and get a job. And the friend was furious at him. Furious. How dare you? Now, my son's 24 years old, guys, and he has a friend that went to college with him, same age, doesn't have to leave. Mommy's writing the check. The dad called my son and said, I really want to thank you for this. Yeah, you bet, because your son's a loser. And the dad is like, you know, motivating him, but mommy wants him to stay home. Benchmarks, guys, benchmarks. Okay? Guy couldn't get a date to save his life. Benchmarks. Doesn't matter. Doesn't need to worry about it right now. You know? So, 46% of the people, 46% of the people worry about debt every single day. Almost half of you are worried about your debt. But hey, there's nothing wrong with the economy. No big deal. No big deal. There is, guys, there is. 40% of Americans struggle to make their housing payments. Rent alone. Forget eating. Forget making the car payment. You know, guys, I'm telling you this, and you're going to think this is crazy. Finances are fun. Education is fun. Learning all this stuff can teach you things. There are so many ways to make money outside of punching a clock for somebody. And you need to have a social life. You need to get out. And it doesn't have to cost you anything. You can get out of the house and do things and join people that have like-minded interests. But I am telling you this right now, when half of the people are worried about making their rent payment, there's something seriously wrong with this economy. But damn, you're such a buzzkill. It's terrible. 19%, 19.9%, let's just say 20% of the home listings had a price reduction prior to the close of escrow. 19.9% of all homes that were sold recently have had a price reduction. That is the kiss of death, guys, because you've got markets like Vegas that there are I think $13 billion worth of houses for sale right now. That is crazy. you're going to see those go for a song right now, guys. And I like the Vegas market. I got a real education, going there a lot and business there, but I just don't like the heat, man. Think about this. It's October, 75 degrees here, man. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's not human, And again, 49% say cost of living is the biggest problem that they have. Cost of living. So things make me sad, but again, Dan, things are great. I get people that sit there and tell me and write me and go, it's just so good here in South Carolina. It's so good here. From some retired dude sitting on his sofa, doesn't have a care in the world. He's got a pension, probably making $15,000 a month, plus his Social Security, plus all the other shenanigans, and his life savings, and he doesn't have a care. You're right, he doesn't. But the rest of us that have to work for a living have a problem. 67% of the U.S. workers are living paycheck to paycheck. Now, you're lucky if you have a paycheck right now. Remember that. Again, one thing after another. If you add up all these 18 things, this shows you where we're at in the economy. And it's like, wait a second, Dan's right. There's kind of a problem with all this. Okay? So you've got ground beef prices have risen over 12% this year. I think that's nuts, because when I look at beef prices and things in the store, and you talk to the butchers. I love talking to these guys. What are you guys changing? What are you doing? No, we're keeping the quality the same. People want consistency, blah, blah, blah. But man, oh man, Dan, are they complaining about the price right now? Yes, they are. So they're saying beef went up 12%. How about this one? I did that story a year ago about all the farmers and people that own cattle ranches, and how cattle crops are the lowest levels that we've had since 1951. 1951, guys. Okay, think we had more people added to our economy since then? Yes. Oh my God, it's horrible. The agricultural strain on the economy is huge, but then you sit there and you go, wow, beef prices are through the roof. It's crazy. Yeah, it is crazy, but that's it. So, what do you guys think of these? We're at the last one right now. And just want to know your opinion. If you think it's good, if you like this, if you didn't like it, let me know. Let me know. I'm going to finish this video with the last one, and I don't want to forget to remind you, sign up for the email list. In the video description below, you can sign up for our email list. We got a bunch of cool stuff coming out. I'm going to have a giveaway between now and the end of the year. You want to be on that list. And final thing is the 18 things that were crazy is the American dream: home, life, college, savings, vacations. $5 million now is what that costs. So people are going to have to give up things to live the American dream. That is tragic and sad. Absolutely tragic and sad. Johnson & Johnson, last two final little things. Johnson & Johnson got hit with a talc, baby powder jury award this week. And I thought, wow, I thought these were all settled and done. No, woman died, family sued, $966 million. Man, oh man, it's micro asbestos in that stuff. So people were talking about the problems that they had with that, and that has this created people to be more sick. Who knows? But second to the last story below is what that will be. Crazy, guys, crazy. $966 million. How do you survive that? You don't. You really don't. Final stories was there's two sisters, and this story will be below, and they run Dairy Queens, and they're known as the Dairy Queen sisters. They bought their first Dairy Queen in 2017, and they had the American dream, going out and selling Frosties and upside down cones and all that stuff. Cool stuff. Well, they had a worker sue them, saying that, wait a second, you have to pay workers that assemble things. And they basically said that ice cream was assembling things. if you pay an assembly worker in the state of New York, it's a over 100-year-old law. They found some lawyer, just like they found a lawyer for that talc suit, that sued these women, and we're going to sue them for $4 million, saying that they were supposed to pay people weekly, and these people have a payroll service like ADP or one of those payroll services. I don't know which one they used, but every 2 weeks these people got paid that worked at the Dairy Queens. Isn't that great? And here's the thing: they ended up settling the case for $450,000 from the $4 million, which, think about how many ice creams does it take to make 450 grand. Now, the workers, they got $200 each that filed this lawsuit. Lawyers got 450, split up the rest of the 450 grand. Now, oh, Dan, it's what we know. Didn't you say you dated a lawyer recently? Blah, 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 blah. Okay? It's criminal, guys. It's absolutely criminal. You think the talc, you think grandma's life was worth $966 million for the talc thing? For the one person. This is not a class action. There wasn't 50 people that were suing. It was one woman for $966 million. Okay? It's a lotto ticket, guys. So, don't forget, if you want to get a hold of me, it's hello@iallegedly.com. I love stuff like this, but I, for one of the people that truly believe that we are in an economic downturn, and you can make millions of dollars. If you look at people like Andrew Carnegie and all these other people that made it when the economy was rock bottom, they made millions and billions of dollars. And you need to look at that. And if you look at that, your life will be much better. Understand that we're going through a difficult time. For those of you that are in business, cut your expenses. Cut your expenses, get more money from your existing clients. I'm doing it with all my consulting work and everybody, and it's an exciting time because you can do a lot of things and not spend a dime to improve your business. Don't forget that. Okay? Reach out anytime, hello@iallegedly.com, and I will see you guys very soon. It's a beautiful morning out here.